Okay, hello, ninth class students. Welcome in second chapter of your democratic politics. Today we will start a very important topic for you, that is constitutional design. Actually, this is related with the democracy. Why democracy is important for you, and why India adopted democracy. Okay, so first of all, we will start the overview of this chapter. We noted in the previous chapter that in a democracy the rulers are not free to do what they like. Democracy In democracy, the people are, or the leaders, those who are representatives of us, like prime minister, MP, MLA, they are not supposed to do whatever they want. They will do only with the choice of the people, because people elected them as representatives. Okay, there are certain basis rules, like citizens and government have to follow. All such rules together are called constitutions. When you are writing rules and regulations for your country, then this rule and regulations are known as the constitution. Okay, as the supreme law of country, the constitution determines the rights of citizens. Constitution में क्या क्या होता है? Rights of citizens, the powers of the government, and how the government should functions. First of all, rights of the people, ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में मेंशन होगा, लाइक यू हैव अ राइट ऑफ इक्वालिटी, राइट ऑफ फ्रीडम, likewise. And how the government will formed, and what are the powers of the government. This type of rules and regulations are mentioned in the constitution. Now, it is in this chapter we ask some basic questions about the constitution design and the democracy. Why do we need a constitution? हमें constitution की ज़रूरत क्यों है? If just suppose in a road, four-sided road, where the road are crossing, there is no any traffic controller. Traffic controller is known as the rule and regulation master. Okay, then what would be here? Hurdle and Birdle would be there, definitely, because everybody will trying to go to cross the road fast, and that's why there will be hurdle and Birdle, even the problems of traffic jam. That's why rule and regulations are important. When you will write all the rule and regulations in a one notebook, that notebook is known as the constitution of the country of yours. Okay, who designed them and in what way? What are the values that shape the constitution in democratic states? One, a constitution is accepted, एक बार constitution जब accept हो गया, can we make changes later as required by the changing conditions? This type of question we will ask in this chapter. One recent instance of designing constitution for democratic state is that साउथ अफ्रीका. इस चैप्टर में हम बेसिकली बात करेंगे साउथ अफ्रीकन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की. We begin the chapter by looking at what happened there and how the South Africans went about this task of designing their constitution. Then we turn to how the Indian constitution was made, what its foundation values are, and how it's provide a good framework for the conduct of citizens' life and of the people. Okay, second page is about democratic constitution in South Africa. Who is this personality? Can you recall him? Yes, Nelson Mandela, right. Here is very good speech given by him. I have fought against the white domination and I have fought against the black domination. Here I want to tell you that even we were under the colonial rule of Britain. They, you know what they are thinking, that whites are only for the rules. वो सोचते थे कि whites जो हैं वो सिर्फ रूल्स करने के लिए हैं. Rule of the world, rule in the world, a rule in everywhere. Are you also thinking like this? Definitely no. Good. I have fought against white domination and I have fought against black domination. He was South African. ये बोलते हैं कि मैं ब्लैक डोमिनेशन के अगेंस्ट भी फोर्ट किया एंड वाइट डोमिनेशन के अगेंस्ट भी फोर्ट किया. नाउ आई हैव चेरिश द आइडल ऑफ अ डेमोक्रेटिक and free society in which all the persons live together in harmony with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, इट इज़ आइडल फॉर विच आई एम प्रिपेयर टू डाई, अगर ये आइडल नहीं होता है देन आई विल प्रिपेयर फॉर द डाई. This was the Nelson Mandela being tried to treason. Treason means when you are doing work out of the country. It is in Hindi we can say the deshdroh. Okay, when you are doing every work against the country. Okay, while the South African government, he and seven other leaders were sentenced to life imprisonment. Life imprisonment means lifetime under prison. Okay, this means you can say that um, I cannot recall the word, students, in Hindi. लाइफ टाइम इम्प्रिजमेंट मीन्स लाइफ टाइम के लिए आप जेल के अंदर रहेंगे. ठीक है. इन 1964 फॉर डेयरिंग टू अपोज द अपार्थाइड regime in his country. Apartheid means when you are differentiate or discriminated against the color. If they, that is black, if that person is black, if that person is white, we will give special treatments to the white. We will give no special treatment to the colored or black people. Then means you are following apartheid regime in this country. He spent next 28 years in South Africa's most dreaded prison, Robben Island. ठीक है. When he was fought against South African government was ruled by Britishers then. He fought अगेंस्ट अपार्थाइड, नस्ल भेद. ओके, नस्ल भेद, रंग भेद. ठीक है. इनके अगेंस्ट जब उन्होंने फोर्ट किया देन ही सेंट टू लाइफ टाइम इम्प्रिजमेंट इन रोबेन आइलैंड. यू हैव टू नो वेयर इज रोबेन आइलैंड स्टूडेंट्स. लेट्स आई एम शोइंग यू पिक्चर अबाउट रोबेन आइलैंड, वेयर इट इज लोकेशन. This is your Robben Island. When you will see the South African map, and if we will ask that where is Robben Island, this is the location of Robben Island. Okay, remember it and explore also this. If anybody will ask that False Bay, where it is located, under the Cape Town, the capital of South Africa. Okay, False Bay, it is located in under the region of Cape Town, South African map. Remember this thing. Yes, this is the Robben Island. What are they? Means South Africans, British government written natives means local people, Indians and colored. If you enter these premises at night, you will be listed as missing. आपको गायब घोषित कर दिया जाएगा. Armed guards shoot on sight. Savage dog devour the corpse. You have been warned. This is the example of great apartheid. Okay, means nasal bhed. Now struggle against apartheid. Nelson Mandela was great personality. He struggled for the apartheid. Now how he struggled? Apartheid was the name of a system of racial discrimination. Racial discrimination means nasal, when you who is black, who is white, colored. This type of thinking is known as the racial discrimination. Unique to South Africa, the white Europeans imposed the system on South Africa, apartheid. During the 17th and 18th century, the trading companies from Europe occupied it with arms and forces. 18th century में यूरोपियन कंपनीज ने दे ऑक्युपाइड द होल साउथ अफ्रीका विद द फोर्स ऑफ आर्म एंड पावर. इन द वे दे ऑक्युपाइड इंडिया, जैसे इन इंडिया को ऑक्युपाइड किया था. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग स्टूडेंट्स? But unlike India's larger number, white had settled in South Africa and became the local rulers. The system of apartheid divided the people and labeled them on the basis of their skin color. उनको skin color के according उनको label किया जाता था in South Africa. The native people of South Africa are black in color. You know, they made up with 3/4 of population and were called blacks. Look at the racial discrimination in South Africa. Beside the two groups, there were people of mixed race who were called the colored, and people who migrated from India. people who migrated from India, when they are getting married with a South African, these person are known as the mixed colored. Okay, colored people. Okay, then the white rulers treated all known whites as inferiors. बहुत छोटे लोग. This non-whites did not have voting rights. Even non-whites, no single voting rights. Even in India, when when you will complete even actually 18 years old, you have right to vote. But in that time, South Africa, non-whites people have no right to vote. Now, the apartheid system was particularly oppressive by the blacks. Oppressive means when you are downgraded by anybody. They were forbidden. Forbidden means to excuse from living in white areas. उनको white areas पे रहने भी नहीं दे. Look at the discrimination. Just feel you are living in South Africa in that time, and they are discriminating to you. They could work in white areas only if they had a permit. Trains, buses, taxis, hotels, hospitals, schools and colleges, libraries, cinema halls, theater, beaches, swimming pool were were not allowed for them. Okay. The segregation when you are when you have no any facilities such as public facilities, this is called the segregation. They could not even visit the churches where the whites worshipped. Puja karna. Black could not form associations or protest against terrible treatment. Agar if we are if the whites are giving unlimited punishment to the non whites people, they have not right to protest. Now, since 1950, the blacks, colored, and Indians fought against the apartheid system. They launched protest marches and strikes. Okay. The African National Congress, ANC, remember students, the full form of ANC, African National Congress, was an umbrella organization. Umbrella means all the anti-whites people, anti-white parties are coming together and made one party. This is called the umbrella struggle organization that led the struggle against the policies of segregation. This included many workers, unions and communist parties. Okay, कौन से इसमें workers, laborers and communist party. Before going forward, we have to know about the communist. Okay, communism. What is the communism, students? If this is the political system in any government, this is the political system of a government where everything is decided, set by the government. Everything is on the control of government. Even the price of everything, when you have to create foreign relations with other countries, the government will decide. The government will decide everything, even the complete control of government. And their basic motive is to maintain equality. There will be no poor, no rich. Okay, this is the form of communism. Okay, remember students. And those who following communism, that means these person were known as communist party. Now, many sensitive whites also joined ANC to oppose apartheid and played a leading role in struggle. Even the uh, whites people, those who were very sensitive with the very kind from their heart, they also joined ANC. Okay, but the white racist government controlled continued to rule by detaining means when anyone put you into the jail without any law breaking. Okay, torching, killing thousands of black and colored people towards a new constitution. Now, this type of situation was in South Africa, remember. Now, how the South African written their constitution. You know, the South African constitution is a very remarkable constitution of the world. Even the most of the democratic countries adopted so many things or borrowed so many things from South African constitution. Even the very difficult circumstances, they written their constitution. Now, what are the strategies they have done in their constitution? As protest and struggle against apartheid had increased, the government realized that they could no longer keep the blacks under the rule through repression. Repression means oppression controlled by the powers or arms. Okay, repression. The state regime changed its policy. Now the whites changed its policy because of long struggle of Nelson Mandela and ANC. Remember, discriminatory laws were repealed, हटा दिए गए. Ban on political parties and restrictions on the media were lifted. After 28 years of imprisonment, Nelson Mandela walked out to the jail as a free man. Finally, at the midnight of 26 April 1994, the new national flag of Republic of South Africa was unfurled, making the newly born democracy in the world. You have to clap for the struggle of South African students. That's how even Mahatma Gandhi was also spent so many years in South Africa. That's why you are studying about South Africa struggles in Indian education system. The apartheid government came to be end when 26 April 1994, paving way of the formation of a multiracial government. How did this come about? Let's hear Mandela, the first president of the new South Africa, on this extraordinary transition. 26 अप्रैल 1994 को नेल्सन मंडेला ने बहुत ह्यूज स्पीच दी थी आफ्टर लाइफ टाइम इम्प्रिजमेंट के बाद. Now, he said, historical enemies succeeded in negotiating a peaceful transition from apartheid to democracy exactly because we were prepared to accept the inherent incapacity for goodness in the other. My wish in that South African never give up on the belief of goodness, very important word here. They cherish the faith beings in the cornerstone of the democracy. Okay, goodness means you have to protest, but protest always in peaceful manner, not by killing anybody. This type of long struggle is very good inspiration for everybody in the world. Even so in the peak, the apartheid was in peak. Even they struggled very much, long time struggled. They finally they won. Okay, that's why the Mahatma Gandhi given very good motto to Indians: ahimsa, follow ahimsa. Now she is NCRT girl actually. What she is telling that what would have happened in South Africa if the black majority had decided to take revenge on the whites for all their oppression and exploitation. She is asking that all non-white, if they revenge with white people, what would the situation क्या होती? South African would be not there. Okay, we will control our stop our lecture towards here. How was it? Please comment it and write down the important notes in this chapter. Thank you so much. Take care.